Hi guys, welcome back to Gardening with Creations by DX & Co. Today I thought I would do a very short video for you on the city picker. It's a type of container gardening that actually has a self-wicking, some would say self-watering, but it actually means self-wicking. Allows it to hold a lot more water, so you have to water it a whole lot less often. So these are great containers, and I'll even show you here in a bit some accessories. Let's get started. Okay, so as you can see here, they have a couple of different colors. I actually have two of them. One of them was gifted to me. Neither one of these are brand new. It's definitely not a sponsored video by any means. This is the actual base that separates the water from the soil. Let me show you here. So they have these holes right here on either side. That is actually for overflow drainage. So with that being said, you've got a good inch of standing water in this area. So that's where all the moisture will be. So the water will hold in there, and then it'll actually slowly wick the water up. So, and then if you look at your insert, you've got a little half circle here, and then some L's on this side, but this little half circle is where your standpipe goes, and that's going to be very important in a little bit here. So when you're putting this together on the inside of this thing, it should line up. You've got your little halves there, but it doesn't really, this side here doesn't have that cut out. So you want to kind of line that up, and you just set it right in there, just like that. Pretty straightforward. It comes with some caster wheels. Sorry, the bag's dirty, but there's 4 caster wheels, so you can easily move it around a patio or a porch. It's a great aspect. All right, so then we've got our standpipe. Now, I actually happened to lose the standpipe to my brown one. It's actually, believe it or not, this is the very first gardening thing I ever bought, was this city picker here. And it's been lasted me that long. I don't use it that often, but like I said, I want to get back to a lot more container gardening this year. So what you do is you put your standpipe in here like this. This is where you fill your water. So it's important to have your standpipe in there. And now we're going to put all of our soil in here. And this one also came with a mesh bag, which this is pretty important for a lot of people. This one came with a mesh topper, which a lot of them do. So you can actually put it around the corners like this and keep all the debris out of it, and then you would cut out the circle for your crops. So I recommend a good potting soil. What I plan to grow is my greens in here for my bearded dragon. So that way I can do this. I can even take this inside, and actually, since it is waterproof, right, the bottom's not going to leak out, I can actually grow this over the winter. I can grow my greens in here, and so that's my plan. This is the insert to the thing that I'm sitting on, nothing to do with this. And so I lost the standpipe to my brown one, but you know what? A PVC pipe about this big, about a 3/4 inch PVC pipe, works great if you ever lose your standpipe. I'm going to grab a PVC pipe and the soil, and we'll get started. So all we have left to do is put on our caster wheels, and like I said, it comes with that mesh cover to cover it up, so you can just plant your plants. You just cut a hole in it. So let me go grab that, and I'll be right back. All right, I've grabbed myself another standpipe. I just happen to have this one in the garage. This one's actually 1¼ inch PVC. Doesn't matter, like I said, because it's just going to sit right in there. It's just the avenue in which we fill up the water, and that is important, but not as important as the size or shape or anything like that. As long as it can go down past this black piece, the soil is going to be what helps stand it up. So we're going to go ahead and of people don't care for Miracle-Gro. That's okay. If you want to use compost, that would be wonderful, but I think a nice potting mix works well in these. And so I'm going to actually go ahead and fill this up all the way to the top. Adjust my standpipe so it's where I want it, and just kind of pack the soil around there. And you see that the standpipe there is just sitting right here. It's perfectly straight. It's a good thing I have another bag of this for the other one there. So the first time I'm going to water all this soil in so the soil itself is damp prior to, you know, the self-wicking part. I just want the soil to be wet to begin with, but it will wick up from there and I won't have to water from the top. A lot of times watering from the top can give your plants the backsplash of disease from the soil, so on and so forth. So it's always recommended. That's why you want to water your plants at the base rather than the top, the leaves. Plus you can get soil, you can get burnt leaves from leaves being wet, so on and so forth. So self-wicking is a fantastic way to go. And these, like I said, they have that spot on the side where you can see the water spilling out. And I'll get a shot of that when I start filling it up. But you can see that water spilling out, so you know when to stop. And that's what tells the bed, you know, that it's full. And that way you're not just over watering everything as well. And you know when your reservoir is full. So you want to make sure, even if you're doing a raised bed with some sort of pond liner, that you create an overflow drain. Just a PVC pipe laid on its side will allow the water to overflow out, and you'll know you've hit your water level. We'll probably do a video on something like that at some point. But I gotta fill that one up, but let me show you here. So what I was saying with the cloth that they provide for you, like I said, I don't have that one. In fact, my dog tore up when she was a puppy, this is years ago, my bed, but I had fantastic things growing in here. I had tomatoes growing out of this one, I had lettuces, and I planned to do lettuces and such. So you'd cut a hole here for your standpipe, and then you'd cut a hole in each little spot you wanted to put a plant, and that would keep all the debris and everything off that, and you would just have your plant sticking up. And so that's why it's a really nice kit that they give you, all for I'll put the price on the screen of some of them I find online, and maybe a link to Amazon of one. But as you can see here, I'm showing you on the screen now, I did look into it. They actually created a raised bed. So if you want to not bend over your planter, they actually have these raised pillars here for a very reasonable price accessory, where you can, instead of having the caster wheels, it just sits on these pegs, and you have that nice ability to raise it up off the ground, so you don't have to bend over these, and it still supports it. And I think that's just so neat that these extra accessories are fantastic. I might look into getting a couple for these two, just because I hate to bend over too, even at my age. So it's pretty neat. Let's get this some water in this. All right, we've got our hose here and we're ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick the hose in. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stick the hose right in there. And you can see, just see how simple it is to fill up there. Now, let's see if we can get a shot of it actually overflowing there. I apologize, I'm doing this one hand each here, so it's not overflowing yet, but I wanna see if we can get focused on that. So as you can see, I've watered in the soil, and I put some water down in here, and you can see the water just gushing out now from that overflow drain. So I watered in the soil, so your plants won't get damaged from overwatering, because it's going to drain out the bottom of those two sides. On both sides you're going to have drainage coming, and it's going to keep just enough water in that reservoir so it'll wick up and moisturize to keep that soil nice and moist. Not the top layer will still look dry, but if you dig down, you'll notice that that water is moist enough. So it's fantastic. So we're going to grow some greens in this one, but you can grow all kinds of plants. So there you go, guys. A very simple design. It is a city picker is what it's called. They've been out for many years now. Wonderful for container gardening if you just have a small like patio, or you just want to do more container gardening than you would rather do, you know, raised beds in your yard. If you want to be able to move it around to a sunny location, those caster wheels are great. Need area for shade, so on and so forth. These are really good planters if it's just you, or you and your spouse, partner, whatever you have, just a small garden. This is a fantastic thing. Or just have a bunch of them lined up and be able to move them around, start your seeds, even have them inside and put some grow lights above them. Would it be a fantastic thing? So thanks for watching, guys. As always, I hope you guys are staying safe and enjoying your gardens. Have a great day.
Let's put on our dancing shoe and boogaloo. Calling our dancers, let's put on our dancing shoe and boogaloo.
Girl, you make me fall in love.